Well, part two. Gonna go through, check all these straps and everything. They use tape on them, so hopefully they don't come loose or anything. Everything's on boards, 4-inch straps. It's gonna suck when I go to drop off because I guess the first two are going, so I gotta take all these straps off and re-strap it. It's gonna be a friggin' pain in the ass. But I think 2 are dropping first. I think we have 4 drops. So top 2, 1, 2, 3. Gonna check these hubs. Not super bad. That one's really cold. That's a good sign. Back one's a little warmer. No, back one might be. Yeah, the front ones are warm. So all the weight's on the front ones. Trailer brakes are working decent. Everything's good. I think I have a turn signal out though, because it flashes really fast. Turn signal there. They all work, but it flashes fast. Let's check the other side. I wonder if it's the mirror itself. No, that's weird. So all the bulbs work. Watch this. See how it's normal blinky? This side blinks really fast. So I don't know. I hate, okay. Let's go over the Ford, right? 2022, thing drives awesome. I'm not gonna deny that. Transmission, fucking love the 10-speed. What I don't like, all these stupid warning lights that, like, there's no need for any of this. And there's like, when you initially start it, there's like 5 other ones. So yeah, that's pretty obnoxious. I don't like that. Also, it should be a lot easier to do a trip odometer rather than having to, like, hold to reset. Okay. Now we'll see what it is next. I've been cycling back and forth, checking the tire pressures. Everything seems good so far. Guess we'll see how much fuel this tank takes. It was a quarter of a tank. He said it was in between a 30 and a 40. Hopefully it's 40, because then I won't have to stop for a while. This is my first fill up too, so there's 30 gallons. So fun fact, in all of my 4 years of running Hotshot, I have never touched or worked an ELD, ever. I've never had to. I've also never put def in any truck, ever. When we had the tow company, the drivers did that. Never had to work with it. I ran my old Freightliner, and that little picker truck I had, that thing was a 12, so it never, that one might have had def, but it was definitely deleted. It had a 5-inch straight pipe on it, so never had to put def in a truck and never had to run an ELD. Check this out, right? I'm gonna start this back up. I'm just gonna do this for an example, okay? I'm gonna start this back up, let it do its thing. Built Ford tough, yeah, whatever. This is annoying. Trailer connected, I don't need to know that. Trailer brake gain, I don't need automatic engine. Like, you don't need to cross traffic alert deactivate. I don't like that. I gotta sit here and hit okay to every one of these. I don't like that. And then when you turn the thing off, that shows how sad and pathetic parents are, because apparently that's a thing. If you forget your kids in the back seat, you should just not have kids. All right, I'm gonna get rolling here in a minute. So just went in, got my sody water. I noticed not many truck drivers tonight wearing flip-flops, and it just it blows my mind. I'm surprised half these old guys in here that have been running forever. Not sure why they're not wearing flip-flops, because honestly, you're not a real truck driver unless you're wearing flip-flops. Second stop at Love's. I'm gonna go over some numbers with you on the dash, because I'm gonna try to review this thing as best as I can, coming from a guy with an older truck running a Cummins. It is raining a little bit, so as always, we're gonna check the hubs. They shouldn't be super bad because it is kind of raining, so it should cool it down a lot. Okay, so 95, or well, in between 85 and 95 on one side. This side's the side I'm worried about over here because of this tire. 84. Let me get you guys in. I guess I'll have to zoom in a little bit. 98. So I'm not sure why that side of tire was low yesterday. Make sure they all sound the same. All good. Make sure my straps are still tight. They are. Go over our trip. Cool. I'm gonna throw this back in there. And then we're gonna go over some fuel mileage numbers. That's locked. This will be my first time getting DEF. I've actually not put DEF in this truck yet. And it says there's plenty in it. Dispenser remove, authorizing DEF. So it says begin fueling. I've pulled the, also never put this shit in your diesel tank because it'll fuck your shit up. It's not dispensing. I don't know. This is my first time, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. It's not dispensing. Begin fueling, boy. I don't know. I mean, I don't need DEF, but hey, it's not doing shit. Fuck it. Turns out I'm just an idiot. I forgot to hit the button. Let's see. Oh, look at that. So 2.11 gallons. Cool, yeah. So guys, you can see how this shit crystallizes up. Like, this is just garbage bullshit propaganda that they use to try to tell us that, yeah, that shit's garbage. DEF is a fucking joke. So you get that in your fuel system and it literally takes all of the lubrication out. That seems cheap. But there you go. I'm gonna wait till this guy pulls forward because I don't want to go in there and be blocking the pump. But let's go over some numbers here, all right? So I've been driving this, mind you, this was with very little idle, maybe like 10, 20 minutes tops. So we're gonna go down to trip and fuel. We're getting about 7.5 miles per gallon. I'm gonna verify that with what I put in. I have to go get the receipt because I can't remember. But according to this, we're getting 7.5 miles a gallon, 307 miles. This load weighs 10,500 pounds. With the truck trailer, we should be right around like 26,000 pounds. I'm gonna say right at 26. So that's what we're getting. I will say, if that is correct, my Dodge was getting, with the similar load, probably about 12. We'll have to see and verify, but this is also not a deleted truck. All in all, I like the truck so far. It drives great, it accelerates, it does everything it needs to do. There are my little gripes with it, like the exhaust brake's not the greatest thing in the world, but at least this one has an exhaust brake and not that bullshit shitty trans brake that the last one had. So I'm really happy with it. I never really liked the Ford interiors either. Like, it just kind of seemed like there's, I don't know, I'm partial to my Ram interiors. I get this is more like a work truck model, the XLT. But even still, like, this has a lot of buttons and stuff, and so, I mean, it's not like a base model truck. It's, I mean, the XLT, it's like a higher trim package, I guess. But it's not a Platinum by any means. But I've heard people complain about them too, the plastics breaking shit. I understand it's a work truck, but this is also an $87,000 truck. You do kind of expect some things. But I will say that it does perform very well. It gets up to speed, it does what it needs to do. The fuel pedal's a little hard to push. I'm about 5'8", 5'9", so like the pedals seem like they're really far back. I didn't know if there was a pedal adjuster over here. It doesn't look like there is. Looks like this might be a switch panel for it if they come with them from the factory, but the Dodge, I was able to adjust the pedals back and forth. We got about 5 hours until we're going to drop our first load. We got 2 to drop in New York and 2 to drop in Connecticut. Realistically, we're gonna get the 2 dropped in New York today, get close to Connecticut. I'll probably chill in PA with 2 of these, and then I'll go tomorrow and drop the other 2 off. We got about 4 stops as of now, so like I was saying, so we'll stop at that one first. It's about a 12-hour drive, realistically. So we're coming up, we're right about here in Ohio. So we're gonna drop, no, go away. We're gonna drop in A and B right here, and then I'll try to make my way down through New York to do the 2 that are literally right next to each other. 5 hours. So according to the dash, this says 7.5, hand calc between, I think it was like 36.463 gallons. So divided by that, it was 7.3 gallons is what I got. So also, it's going to be off by a little bit because every 60 miles, or every 70 miles I do, at 70, this is, I'm actually doing 71 or 72, so it's like a mile and a half off on the speedo. So yeah, so I'm going to hit OK to reset it. Then we'll go back. Now what I've been doing, let me get you back in a little zoom feature here. So when I'm on display, I always keep the miles per hour up just because I like to see the digital number. And then when you turn the cruise control on, it sets at a certain number. I do like that. I do kind of like a lot of this digital shit. But I can also go here. So it's one click away. Every, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, I'm checking the tire pressures. You don't have to do that, but because it will warn you if they're low or whatnot, but it is nice to know in advance. Because like if one goes down to 60 PSI out of nowhere, or 58, or it's not going to let you know at that point. So I'm constantly, like you can see my hand here, all I got to do is this. That's it. So I do like that. I do like the aftermarket TPMS as well though. So it's just one of those, how reliable is it? The last driver, he had a driver actually blow out that left rear tire, which is why there's 4 new tires on this truck and the bedside's destroyed. It's one of those that I don't know the accuracy and how well these things do. I know how much pressure I put in them. So I kind of screwed up. Yesterday, it was hot when we loaded these things. And I was like, all right, so I'll just wear shorts today. You know, I'll put my shoes and my shorts on. Well, now it's raining. And it is, I'd like to say it's probably 45, 50 degrees right now, which is really, really cold for shorts. So I might try to change back into some jeans. But we did make it. So I need to go through, check these VIN numbers, make sure they're good, make sure they're getting the right trailers. I also screwed up a second time because the fuel gauge, 70 miles till empty, and I'm in upstate New York, and I'm not happy about it because I cannot find a fuel station. So I'm going to do some research now and see if I can't find a fuel station. And I'm probably going to put some clothes on because it is cold. Chrysler's somewhat averted. There is a TA if I kind of go off route a little bit and come back up. It's about 40 miles. This says I have about 70 miles. Go figure, it wasn't raining the entire time, and now all of a sudden it's raining. So, this is going to be a fun drop-off. Like I said, I'm going to put some clothes on and go from there. Well, it's daylight. You guys get to see the load. You guys can see I made some pretty sharp turns. And having this go through the tailgate, no damage, none of that bullshit. So, we got 2 wheels here, and those are going on this trailer down here. Now, it did say something about spares. So it said components removed for one up there, so I have no idea, but this thing is going to be a bitch to, like, I have to unstrap the top 2 while not throwing the bottom ones off. It's not going to be fun, I know that. And then I got to restrap all of this, but only the bottom 3. Then we're going to drive an hour and a half up the road, 2 hours up the road. We're going to drop the next one. This one's going to Connecticut, and this one's going to Connecticut, and these 2 places are like right up the road from each other. We'll see how it goes. Also, check out this torsion. Look at this shit. That is cool, the way that they have that done. And the disc brakes. Surprised that didn't rust up here in New York coming up in the rain. This is going to suck, but they should be coming any minute now. This will be fun. I'm gonna wait until I know what they want to do before I start unstrapping. They've got me all set up. I put some nice warm clothes on, and now the sun comes out. It's great. Don't you just, I hate this state with a passion. GPS took me some fucked up ways, and then I was gonna go this way. I'm like, I could take that, and then it said 16,000 pounds max, and I am not about to do some illegal shit in New York because I am not gonna give them any reason to pull me over. So we're gonna flip around over there, and then we'll go drop. It's like 10 minutes up the road. Towards I found a TA, so. So I will say, one of the things that I don't like about the Ford, I love the 10-speed, but they really need to work on the tuning for the 10-speed. Like, it will allow the truck to lug until you're all but 3/4, if not full throttle. And then it'll downshift twice, or it'll upshift twice, or it'll downshift twice. And then it'll go batshit crazy, and then you let off and it'll upshift twice. And it's like, wow, it seems a little unnecessary. Most of the time it's all right, but there are times when it's like right now I'm trying to conserve fuel. I put it in manual mode so it doesn't shift above 8th because like it wants to put the RPMs down around 1300, even in tow haul mode. And that shit doesn't work well when you're loaded to 26,000 pounds. We're following them now. We're gonna be getting there hopefully soon. I don't know the address, so I'm just following them, and he said it's the same direction as the TA, so that should help a little bit. Case in point, I haven't even touched the accelerator or decelerator, and it literally went from 8th to 4th. Now I'm gonna hit the throttle, it double shifts to 6th, now it's in 7th, now it's in 8th. That was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. Now watch this. I'm gonna hit the brakes. I'm not touching the brakes now, which actually I probably should. I'm gonna hit the brakes again. Oh, look at that. We're in 4th. Like, I understand you want to stop, but like, oh, there we go. Now we're in 3rd. Gee, that's a bit much. Little excessive, I think. All right. It's a neat machine. Holy shit. Go up. That went pretty smooth. One more. Yeah, she is on the ground. Should be 1411. Try this VIN, wherever they put it. I think he said they put it on the inside. 1411, there it is. Make my life easy.
Different angle. Rolling up.
There she goes. I'm safe under my cage. There she goes. To put it in perspective, I'm on the trailer. This is about where my head's at. I made it really easy. All right, we're all strapped up. I need to learn how to do these better. I know, all good. I'm gonna go check the other side, make sure it's not touching. I had to use the wood, so I don't want to push too much down on it. That's good. I realized they only took the tire off of one side, so that's why there was 2 tires here. That one was a spare. Holy shit, that is dark as shit. Like, we have clear skies and then dark, and then clear skies, dark. All right, well, let's get out of here and hope like hell I make it to the fuel station. I could take the highway, which would be 50 minutes, but the same amount of time, or I can go the back road, and it's only 40 miles. Let's hope we make it. It sucks that I went and put pants on, and now it's hot as shit. Also, thanks Ford. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unnecessary. All right, 67 miles, 38 miles on the GPS. Let's hope. It's so weird only seeing 3 back there. That shit was tall as hell. It's kind of cool that you can delete gears because I don't want it shifting into 9th or 10th. And if you hit the little down button on there, it'll downshift you and it eliminates that gear until you hit the up button at least once. Doesn't matter where you're at as long as you hit it. So I can just be chilling. Truck stays in the power band because it will put it in 9th or 10th. It's like we're doing 1,500 RPMs and pulling a friggin' trailer. Like, that's crazy. The tuning kind of does suck on this thing. I know I've said that a million times, but it does. This Ford is nuts. It just downshifted from 8th to 4th. It was higher in the RPMs, but I don't like that when you hit the throttle too, it like kind of holds it. A lot of hit or miss with this truck. I do like this truck, I'm not gonna lie. There are little things that bother me about it, like that. you know, there's a lot of things I do like about this thing. This time it went to third. Ford, why? This scares me too. You spend a lot of money on a truck, and this is what it does normally. I feel like that's not good for the end. Something tells me it's probably not good for it. At Cummins, you can run that exhaust brake at like 2,000 RPMs, and from the split second, it'll like throw you forward. I mean, good on them for throwing the exhaust brake back in, but that don't you even think about it. No, 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 stop it. Then the thing is, I'm not even touching the brakes right now. I'm coming up to a stop. Stop it. Note to self though, if you're gonna do New York, get an aux tank. This thing's so low on fuel, like you can hear it. It's idling at like 550. So we need to get some fuel in this thing ASAP. There was nothing I could do. I've been searching for truck stops for like ever, since all last night. And once I got past PA, Ohio, there was like none. And I'm like, fuck. That fuel gauge. Shit. Well, good news is we made it. Look at that. RPMs. The fuel gauge. I mean, we're not... We still have some. It's just touching the red line. It took 45 gallons, and I accidentally hit the def button, so I filled the def gauge up as well. So that's good. We have a full tank of fuel. Should be good for quite a while, especially now because look at our fuel mileage. Well, okay, I reset it, my bad. Our fuel mileage was up to 8.2, so getting rid of just 2 trailers was increasing fuel mileage. I don't think I'd have made it here if that other trailer was on. So, weather's all over the place. It is pouring. It was raining sideways earlier, but about 55 minutes till our next drop, and then we're gonna start making our way over to Connecticut. I'm gonna stop, edit, sleep, do all the nonsense, and then I'll probably head out sometime tonight. Dark ass sky over here. Bright sunny day over here. Number 3. Perfect. I just gotta grab a picture of it before it leaves. I'll grab that carpet out of there too. There's a couple of them. Unless you guys want it. All good. All right, we're back down to 2. I got 2 straps pulling backwards. One holding, that's a little loose. Holding the wood down, can't compress it too much. We got one right here. I'm gonna throw a piece of carpet between there. This one here. That one is also on wood, so I'm not going to tighten that one super much. And then we have this one here, which now that I tightened back there. So what's going to happen, I'm going to tighten this one, and that is going to get, it's fine. Literally fine. I'm going to go grab 2 more carpets, put them here so we don't scrub away the paint. All right, there you go. Tight, windy as shit. We got carpet on both sides now. They're all tight. Everything is tight, and we're good to go. I don't know how I did that, but it worked. So it started pouring, and I'm like, okay, fuck you. I'm gonna keep working. So I went into the truck, grabbed my flannel. The second I grabbed my flannel, it stopped raining, and then it got sunny. Now that I get back in the truck, it gets cold and windy again, so whatever, I'll take it. Here's how I'm gonna end it tomorrow. Here's the Loves. Let me some Wendy's, but I got a good front row spot. Everybody's all down there walking and shit. I got here early enough, probably gonna leave around midnight, 2 o'clock, in between there sometime. We'll call it good. Go drop these loads, go down, check out Mud Flap. I'll see you in the next one.